It has been said that children don't come with an instruction manual. In short, insightful segments, learn from an eclectic panel of parents as they offer their perspectives on issues that affect parenting today. Welcome to the Home Nation RoundTable. Our topic of conversation for tonight is, what is one thing that you have changed in your parenting style recently?
Welcome to the Home Nation RoundTable conversation. We all know how rapidly the world changes, and there's that old adage that applies of adapt or die. How have you changed your parenting style, and in what way have you done so recently? Yan-Ling, let's start with you.
I have actually now, I realize that they are individuals. What I've done is I have tried to lower myself to their level, looking at it from their perspective, trying to understand how does a kid thinks or react. Because I used to have, I think, an adult expectation of how a children should behave. A very good example is doing homework. I just cannot understand why do they have to do one page and run around and then do another page and then, Mommy, can I go to the toilet? Can I have a cup of water? I just couldn't understand that. I would just get very agitated and say, could you just finish everything before you go anywhere? Can you just sit down and do? But recently, what I do now is I understand they need to run around. It's good for them. Be it drink a cup of water, go and make a round or whatever. So now when I do homework with him, what I'll do is after he finishes a chapter or whatever, I say, let's go and play for maybe 10 minutes, then come back, then we'll do again. Then another 10 minutes. So he's happier, he enjoys it, he do it faster, and there's no long faces and I don't get angry as well. Yeah, so I think it's really good that I've changed the perspective of how I deal with him now.
And what a positive outcome that's been as well. You've not only acknowledged a need to adapt and to change your parenting style, but the result of that has been both of you are that much happier. Isn't that wonderful?
Yes, really, yeah.
I asked earlier whether or not your parents had an influence. I asked that of the others. Yeah. Was that true of you as well?
My parents, they just let me do whatever I want to do. I just do my own homework at my own timing. What time I want to watch TV. They just let me do it. But I think they have an influence on me because I try not to. He only needs to do his own homework from school. He has no tuition as well. I realized that he needs to be controlled to a certain extent. So although giving him a lot of free time to do what he wants to do, but I try to set a routine because having a routine will help him to be independent. Yeah. So in that sense, it's what I tweak slightly from how my parents brought me up.
Tricia, how have you adapted your parenting style?
I try not to nag as much. I try to talk to my kids more, try to understand them more. And when I tend to be a bit more mindful nowadays, if I know that I'm starting to nag, I'll just okay, shut up, stop.
Well, what's the trigger for you? How do you know when you're nagging?
Because I see their reaction. It's Mom, it's coming again, it's starting again. So when I see that, I'll be okay. I step back and then I keep quiet for a while. Then I will start to ask questions instead of telling them or scolding them or blaming them. Yeah. So I tend to start to ask a bit more questions. So set them thinking and then telling me, and then we talk. We talk rather than I nag.
Okay. Mei-Ling, what about you?
Well, definitely lots of adaptability. My parents are very old school. They have expectations of me. So grades are very important, and as long as you meet the grades, they leave you alone. If the grades are not met, you get to meet Mr. Kane, which is not very nice. Or my mom had other forms of punishment, which I shall not bring to the table at that stage. So for me, I think one of the biggest parenting adaptability that I've done is that I've adapted. Is to ask them questions, like what Tricia has said. Is to just ask them questions.
And has that led them towards finding their own solutions?
I think it's this kind of helping them to negotiate and finding ways in their life. I don't think my parents have ever done that with me. It's always been about, I think you should do this, telling me what to do. So I've tried to, my kids are 8 and 10, so I've learned also that they're past the age of listening to instructions. So I have to completely adapt and stop being the mom tells you to do this and so you do that kind of mom, but more as in, look, this is the situation, what can we do about it? If this is not working for you, or perhaps this is not working for me, what can we, how can we resolve this so that it's win-win for both?
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Eugene, how have you been adapting your parenting style?
Well, first I think the parent himself or herself have to change, right, and have to be able to accept change. The only constant thing in this world is change. I used to be very strict in my teaching my girl. When I went through science or maths with her, I would just say, you just sit down, do your work 1 hour with daddy, because daddy works very hard in a day and comes back. I really don't have every time, and I only have that period to teach you. Then I realized that my girl is a kinesthetic learner, and she's also visual, right? So she must see certain things, and then she can understand. And children must, when they study, it's good to drink, good to eat, and good to, if they are kinesthetic, it's good to move around. So I devised a plan to teach my eldest science. Okay, and when I was in the office and she called me, Daddy, what time are you going to come back and teach me? It's like, well, Daddy's not going to come back too early. Daddy will only teach you at night. And then for a moment she was thinking, why Daddy's only teaching me at night? I had to wait till night to teach her science because I wanted to teach her about light and candles and all those things, you see. So I told her, you have your half an hour play time, your screen time, instead of having in the evening, but bring it in the afternoon. When Daddy comes back after dinner, 1 hour with me. Before coming back, I went to 7-Eleven, get a packet of M&Ms and get her favorite green tea. Came back, brought her up to the study room and said, okay, Daddy we have 30 questions to go through. There's a pack of M&Ms. Every question you do, right or wrong, but as long as you attempt it, the M&Ms is yours, you can take it. Wow. Right? And when you're thirsty, you can drink this, your favorite green tea. And when it came to the question, for example, on light, when you have the, when an object is close to the light, what is it? Is it big and blur? When it's far away from the light, it's small and sharp. The mom has been trying to teach her how, that concept, but really it doesn't sink in. It's very easy to get confused. But when she, I stand next to the wall and showed, with a pencil, see, Val, if it's close to the light, what do you see there? Oh, that is big and it's very blurred. Then I put it away. What do you see now? You see it's sharp and it's small. So, can you remember that? So I showed her at least 3 times. And say, by the way, on the 3rd time, maybe try, sitting here, looking to the left, looking up, and try to remember that portion, because that's how kids can actually remember things better. And really, true enough, when it came out for the exam, she called me that evening and said, "Hey, Daddy, it came out, and hey, what you taught me actually works, and you have some power that can make me, study and learn things well." I've empowered my child. Mei Ling, Tricia actually mentioned, and Yan Ling as well. Once you empower the child in terms of the choices, how she wants to learn things, how she wants to behave, and she's empowered the choices she makes, I guess the child will be closer to you, and they'll be more open, and that's the power of empowerment.
It's really interesting to hear that you've all recognised that everybody has different ways of learning. And you particularly, Yenny, and also you, Eugene, realised that you had highly kinesthetic children, so you adapted your expectations of them. I thought you said something really interesting earlier when you said, I'm placing adult expectations on children. And it was so wonderful that you had enough self-awareness to not only accept that you had that expectation, but to then do something about it. And that you also had enough self-awareness, Tricia, to realise that it's not so much about not saying something, it's perhaps how you say it to your children. And Mei-Ling, you also recognised that negotiation, asking open-ended questions and facilitating their own route towards solving the issue at hand was going to lead to a much happier outcome. So isn't that great that you've all recognised that?
Yes.
And made these adaptations to your parenting style. Thank you so much for sharing your stories.
Thank you.
If you would like to see more videos that help take your parenting skills to another level, just click on the subscribe button below. Thanks for watching Champs TV, and continue to discover the champion in your child. This has been a Mind Champs Media production.